Hello, Interlay DeFi Bitcoin Hub is now live and running, so let's go over how to utilize and earn on your Bitcoin in Interlay's DeFi platform and why Interlay could go bigger than it may currently seem. The founders of Interlay call Interlay's Bitcoin DeFi platform one-stop shop for Bitcoin DeFi, so Interlay dApp now allows Bitcoin holders to use Bitcoin in various DeFi products and that way to earn on their Bitcoin. The current situation with Bitcoin is that most of Bitcoin holders use Bitcoin as a hedge against fiat currencies and simply just hold their Bitcoin. So the common practice with Bitcoin is to just put it aside and use Bitcoin as a long-term investment. Most of Bitcoin DeFi currently exists only on Ethereum network, where there is wrapped Bitcoin minted and utilized in DeFi. Interlay founders mentioned that at its peak there has been 400,000 Bitcoin minted onto Ethereum, which at one point was worth of $9 billion, so the demand for Bitcoin DeFi on Ethereum is definitely huge. Again, according to Interlay founders, the problem with Bitcoin DeFi on Ethereum is that for the most part it is still strongly centralized due to utilizing centralized bridges and centralized financial products. Long story short, Interlay team now rolled out their new Bitcoin DeFi platform, which aims to bring the true decentralized Bitcoin DeFi not only to Polkadot but to the entire crypto space. Using Interlay Bitcoin DeFi platform, Bitcoin holders will now be able to transfer their Bitcoin into one of trustless decentralized Interlay vaults, then to mint IBTC on Interlay network and use their IBTC for lending, trading, liquidity providing, and that way to earn yield on their Bitcoin. And users can also borrow various assets against their lent IBTC, so no more just holding Bitcoin and waiting for the next crypto cycle top, but putting your Bitcoin to work and constantly earning on your Bitcoin. That's the opportunity that Interlay's Bitcoin DeFi Hub now offers to each Bitcoin holder. And once Bitcoin holders wish to quit their positions in DeFi on Interlay, they can redeem IBTC for native Bitcoin anytime they want. So do you see that enormous potential for a mass adoption of Interlay's DeFi? Now let's see how to use Interlay DeFi app. The URL is app.interlay.io. Here connect your wallet. And first you will need to sign the terms and conditions. Up here and also down here you will see all the assets you hold on Interlay chain. Now under this IBTC tab, let's go to transfer some Bitcoin to one of Interlay's vaults and mint IBTC on Interlay. I select issue, here I add the amount of Bitcoin I am looking to transfer. Let me add 0.001 Bitcoin worth of $30. With this option you can manually select the vault into which you are transferring your Bitcoin, but it won't tell you much, so you can leave this option off. Now your Bitcoin will be transferred to one of these vaults, which are run by Interlay vaults operators. So anyone can become a vault operator. The only condition is that these vault operators need to lock up a collateral. Vault operators lock collateral in several different assets, and this collateral ensures users against theft. So if a vault operator uses or steals users' Bitcoin stored in the vault, the user will claim this collateral. So this is what makes this vault system secure, as your Bitcoin locked in the vault is secured by the vault operator collateral. Now going back to this Bitcoin transfer, for now I also need to hold a little bit of Inter tokens on my wallet to cover security deposit and transaction fee. Now I click issue and sign the transaction on my Talisman or Polkadot.js wallet. Now once the transaction on Interlay chain is confirmed, this window with Bitcoin deposit instructions will appear. Now you will have to send this amount of Bitcoin in a single transaction to this Bitcoin address within this time frame. So you can send Bitcoin from your ledger or from any custodial wallet, but make sure to send Bitcoin to this address. So this is the address of the vault on Bitcoin blockchain managed by one of Interlay vault operators. So once your Bitcoin is sent into this vault Bitcoin address, you will receive the equivalent amount of IBTC on Interlay network. Once you make the transfer, you can close the window here. If you need to copy vault Bitcoin address again, you can see your IBTC issue request down here. So by clicking on the the line, you can open the detail of IBTC issue request again. Once you make Bitcoin transaction to the vault, you will see the amount of confirmations on Bitcoin blockchain, and this is once Bitcoin deposit into the vault has been completed. Now I go to my wallet and I can see I hold some IBTC. At this point I've already spent some. So now I can lend my IBTC, I can provide liquidity in IBTC pools, or I can also borrow some assets against IBTC that I've lent. Lending IBTC and borrowing assets against IBTC is accessible under this lending tab. These are lend pools and borrow pools. Currently users can lend their IBTC, USDT and DOT. So if I lend my IBTC in the lending protocol, I'll be receiving borrow fees that other users pay when they borrow IBTC. So now that I've lent my IBTC, I'll be able to borrow some assets from these borrow pools. But first I need to enable supplied IBTC as a collateral asset here. So now my supplied IBTC would be used as a collateral for assets that I've borrowed. So let's say I want to borrow some USDT. So here is the dollar limit to which I can borrow, and this limit is determined by my IBTC collateral value. So now I've borrowed 7 USDT. As you can see here, the current APY interest is quite high, almost 6%. And here is my USDT loan overview, currently sitting at 63% of the value of my IBTC collateral, meaning there is a medium risk that my IBTC collateral will get liquidated. The reason to borrow some USDT or DOT could be to provide liquidity with these tokens, simply somehow utilize them in DeFi. The idea is that thanks to my supplied IBTC, I am generating APY through trading fees, and I also have access to other assets from these borrow pools. But naturally, the yield that you would be generating by utilizing this borrowed USDT would have to be higher than this APY interest that you pay. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense to borrow USDT, as you would be losing money. Another option to utilize my IBTC is to simply provide liquidity in pair with another token. Currently there are 3 pools, 2 of them contain IBTC. So this is simple LPing, liquidity providers earn inter-token rewards and also trading fees generated by swapping in this asset pool. So I've provided some IBTC and USDT into this liquidity pool, and here is my current APR. As can be seen here, the total liquidity on Interlay platform is still just under $1 million, so super early days. And lastly, if you want to get your Bitcoin from the Interlay vault back, you would go again to this IBTC tab, select redeem, and here add how much of IBTC balance you wish to redeem. So if you want to get all your Bitcoin back from the vault, first you would have to withdraw all IBTC from liquidity pools and also withdraw your lent IBTC position. Then here you would enter your Bitcoin address. So again, this is your Bitcoin address to which you wish to receive your Bitcoin, and here is how much Bitcoin you will get back after deducting Bitcoin network fee. Then click redeem and sign the transaction in your Substrate wallet. Once the transaction is signed, this redeem confirmation window will pop up. Then down here under redeem requests, you can open the detail of the transaction and you can check how many confirmations on Bitcoin blockchains have been made. I received my Bitcoin from the vault back in 10 minutes. Good old slow Bitcoin network. So this is Interlay Bitcoin DeFi Hub. Interlay team has delivered the final product, and I think there are sound reasons to believe that over time Interlay Bitcoin platform could really bring to Polkadot ecosystem immense liquidity and many Bitcoin DeFi users from Ethereum. Thanks for watching and see you next time.